Hey everyone, welcome back to Fluent Together. I'm Jace, and today we're diving into something every English learner deals with at some point. You know that moment when you're watching a show and someone says a sentence so fast you just blink and you think, wait, what did they just say? Yeah, we've all had that moment.
I'm Lena, and honestly, you're not alone. Every learner, and I mean every single one, starts with subtitles. They're like that friend who always whispers the answers during class. Helpful, but after a while, you want to stand on your own. You want to watch movies, shows, YouTubers, interviews, all without relying on those little words at the bottom of the screen.
Exactly, and no worries, we're not here to shame anyone for using subtitles. We're teachers, not villains. Subtitles help at the beginning, but today we're going to show you how to train your brain to understand English naturally without needing to read every line like you're taking an exam.
And we're going to do it in a way that feels human. No robotic instructions, no step one, step two, study harder. Just real talk, real experience, and techniques that work in the real world.
So if you're chilling right now with a snack or listening while walking or maybe pretending to clean your room but actually listening to this, we see you and we're glad you're here. All right, let's start with why understanding English without subtitles feels so hard at first, because this is the part that makes most learners think, maybe my ears are broken.
You hit play on something in English, and suddenly people are talking like they drank 5 coffees before filming. Everything feels so fast. Words blend together, some sounds disappear, some sounds appear that you've never seen in a textbook.
Exactly. And that moment when someone says, "Did you eat?" and you hear "jit," and you're like, oh wow, English just transformed into a new species.
Exactly. But here's the thing. Your ears aren't broken. Your brain just isn't used to the real version of English yet. You've practiced reading the language, maybe writing the language, but listening is its own universe.
And your brain connects listening and meaning much slower in the beginning. It's like trying to watch a movie with your Wi-Fi lagging.
But the good news is that your brain adapts. It really does. And not through force, not through stress, but through consistent exposure.
We'll talk about how that works later, but first, let's stop looking at English listening like a school exercise.
The biggest mistake learners make is trying to understand every single word. And again, we get why. School trains people to think that way.
But real English isn't spoken like a school exercise. People don't talk slowly, one word at a time with perfect pronunciation. That's not real life.
Real English is messy. It's emotional. It's fast. It's slow. It's sarcastic. It's dramatic. It's everything.
And even native speakers don't catch every word. We catch ideas, phrases, intention, tone.
So if you're expecting yourself to catch everything, you're basically expecting to be a superhero.
Yeah, you're putting on the cape like, I must understand all 100% when even I understand like 70% of some British shows.
Same here. Sometimes I'm watching something and I'm like, what language is this?
So relax. That's the first step. Understanding builds over time, not instantly. Here's the truth. If you want to stop relying on subtitles, you have to train your ears. Reading won't help you much here.
Your ears need to learn rhythm, and English has a very specific rhythm. It flows, it connects. Words blend in ways that textbooks never show.
Like want to becomes wanna, going to becomes gonna, let me becomes lemmy.
And learners panic like, I don't remember learning this in school.
We didn't either. This is the spoken side of English. And once your ear gets used to these patterns, suddenly everything becomes way more understandable.
And that's exactly where we're heading next, how to build that listening foundation in a way that actually feels enjoyable. This is where many learners accidentally make things harder. They pick content that's way too fast or way too slang heavy.
Yeah, like jumping straight into a comedy show with rapid-fire jokes.
Or watching a chaotic reality show where everyone screams over each other.
Even I can't understand those sometimes.
Same. So instead, start with content that matches your level. That doesn't mean kids shows or boring stuff. It just means clear speaking.
Interviews, documentaries, vlogs, educational channels, slower-paced storytelling.
These help your ears learn the patterns before you move to faster content.
And the great part is, once your brain understands those patterns, the fast stuff becomes easier naturally.
Now let's talk about subtitles in a smart way. We're not telling you to delete them forever. That's unrealistic. But you can use them strategically.
Here's a great approach. Watch something the first time with English subtitles. Then watch the same thing without subtitles.
That way your brain already knows what's happening, so when you remove the subtitles, your ears do the real work.
And you'd be surprised how well this works, even for short videos.
Clips, interviews, scenes, you don't need to rewatch a whole movie, just small pieces are enough.
Okay, now we're getting into real techniques. One of my personal favorites is chunk listening.
Me too, because it removes the pressure of understanding a full video.
You take a tiny part of a video, 5 or 10 seconds, you listen, you pause, you repeat, you listen again.
You're giving your brain small bites it can digest, not the whole buffet.
Exactly, and over time, these chunks build your listening fluency.
Another thing people underestimate is the power of repetition.
Your brain needs to hear things multiple times before they become automatic.
Just like music, the first time you hear a song, you don't know the lyrics. But after listening a few times, you can sing along without thinking.
And the same happens with English listening. The more familiar something becomes, the easier it is to understand.
And when you start recognizing something immediately, without thinking, without translating, that's when you know your listening is leveling up. It's a cool feeling. It's like, whoa, did I just understand that without help?
Yes, that moment is magical. You feel like your brain just unlocked a new ability. And honestly, those moments come faster than learners expect. You just need the right habits.
And speaking of habits, let's talk about something that really shapes your listening progress, the way you build a daily routine.
Some people think they need hours of practice a day. Nope, you don't.
Even 10 minutes a day can completely transform your listening ability over a month or two.
Exactly, because your brain loves consistency. It thrives on patterns. When you listen every day, even for a short time, your brain gets used to English sounds faster.
It's like the gym. If you go once every 2 weeks, nothing changes. But if you go a little every day, you get stronger without realizing it.
And with listening, it's the same. That daily exposure builds a foundation that eventually lets you understand full conversations without subtitles.
And here's another level to this: English accents.
Oh, yes. English has so many accents, and learners often get shocked the first time they hear something different from the standard teacher accent.
You're used to clean, slow, textbook pronunciation. Then suddenly you hear someone from New York or London or Australia, and it's like listening to a remix of English.
Very chaotic remix.
But here's the thing. You don't need to understand every accent perfectly. Most native speakers can't either. But exposing yourself to different voices helps you become more flexible.
Start with one accent you understand well, then slowly introduce others. Don't jump into the deep end immediately. Here's something learners often forget. You don't always need to understand the words to understand the meaning.
Yes, context is so powerful. Your brain fills the gaps naturally.
For example, if a character is holding a phone and saying something quickly, even if you catch only a few words, your brain gets the idea.
Or if two people are arguing, you don't need subtitles to know that energy. You feel it.
Exactly. Meaning comes from tone, body language, emotion, setting, everything around the words.
So the next time you miss vocabulary, don't panic. Ask yourself, what's happening here? What's the situation? The answer usually reveals the meaning. We mentioned shadowing earlier, but let's go deeper because this technique is a monster in a good way.
Shadowing forces your brain to connect listening and speaking instantly. There's no time to translate, no time to think. You just react.
And that reaction builds listening fluency like crazy. When you mimic what you hear, your ears start noticing details you never heard before.
And your mouth learns to make English sounds too, which helps your listening even more. Because speaking and listening are connected. When you know how to say something, you understand it more easily when someone else says it.
Even if you sound silly at first, keep going. That feeling disappears fast, and the progress is worth it.
Something else, don't fear fast English. Most learners think they need slow content forever. You don't.
Fast English is good. Fast English pushes your brain to adapt.
But here's the key. Don't start with fast English. Build up to it.
It's like running. You don't start at full speed. You warm up. But once you can handle a slow jog, you can slowly increase your pace.
Same idea with listening. Start slow, then gradually try faster content. Not everything has to be completely understandable. Sometimes your brain just needs exposure.
This is a big one. If the content is boring, your brain turns off. It stops caring.
Yes, you can't force connection. If you enjoy what you listen to, you pay attention without effort. So choose content you genuinely like. Sports, tech, cooking, lifestyle, whatever. Don't limit yourself.
Because your brain learns better when you're interested. It's like dopamine gives your memory a boost.
And the goal here is not suffering. The goal is to grow naturally. One of my favorite things about listening is that a lot of the improvement happens behind the scenes, even when you don't notice it.
Yeah, you watch a show today and understand maybe 40%. Next week you watch something similar and suddenly you get 50 or 60% without studying anything.
That's because your brain is updating its English system quietly. It connects patterns, sounds, phrases, rhythms.
And it gets better when you stop stressing about understanding everything.
Exactly. You don't force plants to grow. You water them and let them do their thing. Same idea.
And another important message, please don't compare yourself to someone else.
Yes, everyone learns at a different speed. Listening especially.
Some people have more exposure to English at home. Some watch more content. Some have jobs where they hear English daily. Everyone's path is different.
So focus on your progress. Compare yourself to yesterday, not someone else.
Exactly. If today you understand 5% more than last week, you're winning.
Small steps every day. Not big pressure, not perfection.
Enjoy the language. Let it surround you. Make friends with English.
And slowly, without realizing it, you'll watch something without subtitles and think, hold on, I understood that.
And trust me, when that moment hits, it's the best feeling.
So now that we've talked about all these techniques, let's bring everything together. Because understanding English without subtitles isn't about one trick. It's about combining different habits that slowly shape your listening brain.
Exactly. And the really cool part is that you don't need to memorize anything. You don't need superhuman focus. You don't need a perfect study plan. You just need consistent exposure and the right mindset.
Think about it like this. Every time you watch something in English, even if you understand only a little, your brain collects new data, new sounds, new rhythms, new patterns, and it keeps going in the background.
And one day, without planning it, you'll hear a sentence and understand it instantly. No subtitles, no translation, just meaning. And it feels so satisfying.
And here's something learners forget. The moment you understand something automatically, even just a small part, that means your brain is already changing. It's already adapting to English.
Which means you're on the right path. And you don't need perfection to grow. You just need to keep going.
Let's give everyone a few final reminders before we wrap up. Not strict rules, just things to keep in mind.
First, don't pause every 2 seconds. Let the language flow, even if you don't catch everything.
Second, pick content you actually enjoy. It keeps your brain awake and interested.
Third, mix subtitles smartly. Use them when needed, but don't stay stuck under them forever.
Fourth, repeat things. Rewatch scenes, re-listen to parts. Repetition is your friend.
And lastly, be patient with yourself. Listening fluency builds quietly. It grows when you're not even noticing.
If you're still feeling nervous about turning off subtitles, that's totally normal. Almost everyone goes through that stage.
You're not behind, you're not slow, you're not struggling more than others. You're just learning like every other human being.
And the fact that you're even listening to this podcast means you care about improving. That alone puts you ahead.
Yeah, you're doing more than most people. You're putting in the work step by step.
Understanding English without subtitles isn't about eliminating them. It's about needing them less and less over time.
And trust us, if you stay consistent, even small efforts today will make future you smile. Because one day, you'll sit down, press play, and realize, wait, I didn't turn subtitles on, and I don't need to.
And when that day comes, celebrate it. It's a big moment, a real milestone.
All right, everyone, that brings us to the end of today's episode. We hope this helped you feel more confident about understanding English naturally.
And if you enjoyed spending time with us today, don't forget to hit that subscribe button,
Drop a like,
share this episode with someone who's learning English.
and come hang out with us again next time.
We've got more tips, more stories, and more ways to make learning English feel real and enjoyable.
Thanks for being here with us today. Take care, keep practicing, and we'll see you in the next episode of Fluent Together.
See you soon.